Hi, I'm Amanda Freed, and I'm here at the core at Line Cantata, as I've always been, and as I've been through for the past year, really supporting you in the courses that you've become accustomed to. Of course, we've got a different format. I so miss being with you guys in person. But today we're starting a 4-week lecture series, which I'm so excited about because we haven't really been able to do this. So we've been coming to you and offering meditation this whole time, which I'm very grateful for. But I miss being with you and doing actual lectures and really being able to give you some content. And so that's what we're going to do over the next 4 weeks. So we're here for you. And if you can't catch the live stream, as you can always catch us on tmcaz.com or our YouTube channel or Facebook. So this will still be all recorded for you, but I would love it if you can show up to these lectures. And just like if you remember when we were here in person, I love to have a dialogue with you. So although I do love to hear myself speak, I would love it if you guys would chime in. And the way you would do that now is there's a chat box and you can ask questions. You can ask questions at any time. I have lovely Kate here helping me out, so she's going to be funneling questions, comments. Even if you just want to say, hi, I'm here, remember me, or I'm new, I'm happy to have you jump in. I really would love this to be a dialogue and a conversation because we are in really, really hard times even now. And so I just want to give you a little outline of what we're going to be doing over the next 4 weeks. And we're calling this Self-Care for Changing Times. One of the things that I've really noticed lately, over the past year, we've just endured the most stressful times of most of our lives. And when you're in that moment of stress, our fight or flight kind of takes over. And so you just deal with it. You just do what you have to do. And now that we're almost kind of maybe emerging from this time, a lot of us are starting to really feel the feelings of what has happened to our lives over the past year. And so I want to help you navigate through those times. And a lot of us have been asked to go back to our old lives, go back to work, go back to even our social calendars. And so many people that I encounter right now are completely and totally overwhelmed. Getting back to even a fraction of what we did before seems very overwhelming. A lot of us are tired. Raise your hand if you're sleeping a lot right now. So you can send little emojis and comments. If you feel tired, if you are being asked to do normal things and you kind of don't feel moved to do anything, you've gotten used to staying home and you kind of want to stay home. So we're going to address a lot of that over the next 4 weeks. But I'm going to break it down into categories kind of. So today we're going to talk about recognizing what's happening in the body. You know, you have this amazing vehicle that is a barometer and tells you what's going on deeper levels. So today we're going to work with that. We're going to go through what are your comfort zones. Next week we'll talk about kind of what are you comfortable doing, what are you not comfortable doing, and then how do you communicate that to the people that you love or that have kind of expectations for you. We're going to talk about how to be self-compassionate. We're going to talk about finding your footing and moving forward. We can't move forward until we take this moment to see what's going on with us in the present. So that's really a lot of what today's conversation is going to be about. And like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please just send them right away. You don't have to wait till the end. I'll open time up at the end. Another difference with today, in contrast to what we've been doing, is that we're here for 45 minutes today. So if you can stay, that's great. If not, you watch what you can. You come back and watch the recording. If you haven't seen me before, I want to give you a little background about myself. I've been a body worker, massage therapist for over 30 years. It's hard to say those words. I've been a yoga and meditation teacher for over 20 years. And so I have a very deep background in manifesting in the body. I also am a back injury survivor myself, and I'll tell you that has been better and deeper and more poignant than any other education I've ever had. So really stepping into that place of what it looks like to be in pain, what it feels like, and how that impacts our lives. So, I've got this deep well of experience in the somatic, the body experience. So I kind of just want to start with taking you through that today. At some point, we'll do a meditation together. At some point, I might stand up and have you move around with me a little bit. And so I'm going to share some of my experiences over this past year, and even more so over the past couple of months. The past year has happened, right? We are standing in this moment that we're standing in right now. And over the past few months, like I said, what I've noticed a lot is myself and my friends, even the past few weeks, are feeling extremely overwhelmed. My schedule has revved up 1,000-fold again, and I wasn't really ready. I was really ready to stay home some more. I've been teaching a lot of yoga from my home. I'm in love with Zoom and live streaming right now. I like being really close to my refrigerator. That's helpful. So when life began to open up again, I could feel this sort of stress response within me, even social events that I hadn't been to before, or going out and working amongst people in the world, even walking or going to supermarkets, which we haven't been used to doing. I could feel, because I'm in touch with my body from all this experience over these years, I could feel my stress response elevating. Believe it or not, when I've been home, at least within the past 6 months, I kind of got used to it. And as long as I wasn't out with my mask, I could kind of make believe everything was okay. But now that we're in an almost kind of sort of safe space, all the feelings are coming back in and flooding back in. And all the requirements of our lives are starting to dial up again. So just notice if you're having any of these symptoms right now. Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you feeling a little more stressed in your body? Do you feel more almost paralytic, like you can't get up off the couch, like you don't want to do anything? These are all beautiful signs of what's going on within you. And I say beautiful signs because pain and discomfort in the body are indicators of something that's going on a deeper level. So we might say, oh man, this body's getting old, or, so many of us have a disdain or a hatred for our bodies, and that just makes me so sad. But your body is a gift, and it's a gift of intuition. It's a gift in that it's really trying to tell you what's going on. So often I'll say that the body whispers and then it screams. So you ever have something that's like a little bit of a pain and you ignore it? I have clients come in all the time. They say, I have this pain and I've had it for months. And I say, well, what do you do? What have you done about it? And they go, nothing. I was just hoping it would go away. You do nothing, you get nothing often. So I'm going to help you today to learn how to listen to the body a little bit more closely. I'm going to help you to recognize what your body might be telling you in this time, and then we'll do some exercises that we can sort of shake it off a little bit and really honor the body. So we're not going to get too much into like what areas of the body manifest what feelings, but know that's something that you could absolutely look into. Like the kidney area has a certain feeling to it, or is associated with certain emotions. Neck, shoulders, very common for a lot of us to take our stress and our pain there. I do want to say that if you have chronic pain and or even chronic discomfort, please go see a doctor. I am very big, even though I do a lot of intuitive body work, energy work, I am a huge proponent of diagnostics. So if you've got a pain that's been going on for a long time, find out what it is. Whatever you decide to do about it. A lot of people won't do diagnostics because they're like, well, I'm not going to have surgery, so why would I find out if I have a torn meniscus in my knee? Or I'm not going to do surgery, so why would I find out if I have a herniated disc? Just because you find out what's going on in your body doesn't mean you then have to do what the first person says you have to do. So I'm urging you, if you've got something going on in the body, go see a doctor, go do your diagnostics. We're here in 2021 and have a lot available to us for good reason. So just, see your medical professional if you've got something really going on. It could be worse than you thought. But I want you to start to get yourself in a bit of a comfortable seat and just maybe now, and I'll share a story with you and see if you can relate to this. So a year ago, a little more than a year ago, when this all happened, I closed down my office. I had an office where I did body work, and I abruptly closed down my office. And I had to deal with the feelings that came along with that. At the same time, I had my house in contract to sell, and that fell through. So these are, some of life's big stressors. And so I've gone along and I've done the work that I thought I needed to do to take care of those things. And just yesterday, I needed something that had been in my office and I can't locate it. These are my credentials. This is important stuff. And I can't locate it. And I still can't locate it. And when I can't find something, it's not typical for me to not be able to find something. I usually know where I don't have a lot of stuff, so I know where my stuff is. And so I retrace, right? I go, well, when might have been the last time I saw that? And I was like, oh, wow. The last time I saw those things or had them tangibly was in my office. And I can't for the life of me remember what I did with them after I shut my office down. And then I went, oh, that was a traumatic experience. Having to do that, not knowing when I would get to do body work again, was a traumatic experience for me. So it was really a disturbing but great revelation to go, oh, I might not know where these things are because when I handled them last, I was in a bit of trauma. And so I had to take that back and go, oh, how is this manifesting in my body, in my life? So just if you can sort of think about where you've been over this past year, how you've been impacted by your own maybe fears about the virus or even about the vaccine. Like I had the vaccine and I had some concerns around that because I don't do medications and stuff like that. So I had to, the morning that I got the vaccine, I literally had to have a meeting with myself. And go, okay, now are you sure you want to do this? And why are you doing this and everything? So just know that whatever sets in your mind, whatever sets in your emotional body, also sets in your physical body. We like to say as, I'm a yoga teacher, I teach spirituality. We like to sort of separate these two. It's, body, mind, spirit. We kind of put them in 3 different categories. And I'm here to tell you it's not possible to keep them separate in that way. The body really does manifest what is going on in the heart and mind. So imagine that over this past year, you've had so many different levels of what we're going through mentally, what we're going through emotionally. We cannot imagine that it's not impacted our bodies in some way. So what I'd love for you to do today is to start to have this conversation, because we tend to be a little separate. We think, oh, well, I've got some knee pain or I've got some low back pain, and we don't ever put it together with what we're going through. We think, oh, if somebody's got heart disease, well, they've got heart disease, and it has nothing to do with the emotional heart. It has everything to do with the emotional heart. People die of broken hearts. Things like that happen. So if we can begin to bring the body into the conversation about what is happening to us mentally and emotionally, now we've got a way that we can really be effective in healing and experiencing. But first, before we can heal, before we can move into these next phases of life, I would love for us to go, okay, what is now? How am I feeling in this very moment? So we'll give you just this bit of a scenario that, say somebody asks you to go to a movie or go to dinner or come to a gathering, very often we'll answer. Most of us are either yes people or no people. Straight off yes person, straight off no person. I'm a yes person. And so in the past few years and through my meditation practice, I've really had to learn to take a step back, because I will say, see if you guys are like this. If you're like this, send me a little raised hand or some emoji over there or something. You say yes, and then you walk away and you go, why did I say yes? I can't actually do that, or I don't want to do that. Or you look at your schedule and go, my schedule is full that day. I can't believe I said yes to that. Now I got to worry about how I have to get out of it. Or you get close to the day that you've made that plan for. And as you get toward it, you're like dreading it. How do I get out of it? How do I get out early? What kind of excuse can I make? Or, oh man, I'm not looking forward to this. So if we dial it back and we can, when somebody asks you to do something, whether it be business, whether it be pleasure, or your spouse asks you or something like that, if you can dial it back and kind of sit with yourself for a moment, we can always say, that's a great invitation. Thank you so much. Let me get back to you on that. And then you can check your schedule. You can check how it feels in your body. What I'm saying to you is that your body will tell you everything you need to know once you get in touch with it. So we'll talk about also what are the body systems that we can sort of check in on to let us know, well, what are the signals that my body doesn't even know what the signals are that my body tells me until it's too late, until it's in pain, until I can feel the discomfort. So that's kind of one scenario, right? We're answering questions, we're answering with a yes. So the tool that I want to give you now is to just say, let me get back to you. Let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. Give yourself some time and some grace. And then get back to them. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not unavailable that day. And you don't have to make up a whole story or give somebody, this whole scenario. They really want to know, are you going to be there or not? Can you watch my dog or not? Say yes or no so they can move on to the next thing. Another tool that I've used is when I had to have uncomfortable conversations, I would wait. I knew that I wanted to say no, but I didn't feel like it yet because I was afraid. So I would wait. A couple of things happen when you do that. First thing is it builds up in your body. Those are the things that you think about when you can't sleep. Oh man, I got to tell this person no, I don't want to do it. That's 3 a.m., right? It also is unfair to the other person. You're making them wait. You already know the answer. So as soon as you know that answer, get into that uncomfortable conversation and just be like, I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I wish I could do this. I just can't. I'm unavailable at that time. And then it's out of your body. You're not holding it and storing it up in the body. So just know that those are the things that are sticking in. They get sticky. And sometimes if things are deep enough, heavy enough, uncomfortable enough, or you have many of those situations going on, they're going to actually present and build up in the body as chronic pain and chronic discomfort. And that's where we don't want to go. We kind of want to stay this clean channel in a way of where we're kind of getting rid of stuff as soon as possible, right? We don't want to hold this. And this is where we become more and more susceptible to disease. So we want to look at whether it be this current virus that we're dealing with, long-term chronic problems, or actual disease as something that we can prevent. We don't want to become this comfortable host for things that we don't want in the body. And when we build up stress, anxiety, we are depleting or weakening our systems so that these opportunistic viruses or diseases find us a welcome host. So we want to stay as clear and strong within so that we are supporting our immune system. And this is, I'm not making this stuff up. This is proven that, that we can, with our intention, with mindfulness practice, these are evidence-based practices that can help us to build our immune systems and protect ourselves. And this knowledge, this conversation that we're going to open today with the body is we're going to do an inquiry practice today in just a few minutes here. We're going to open up these channels of communication so that when you start to feel, oh, there's something going on in my neck, you're going to pretty quickly be able to go, oh, maybe it has something to do with that conversation I'm not having. Maybe it's something to do with that I said yes to something and I really don't want to do it. So, and everybody seems to and tends to, there are areas of the body that are specific to specific emotions. I'm not going to get into that too much. But then there's also you. And who are you and what are the vulnerable parts of your body? And most of us know that. So if you're somebody that knows that, let us know. Send us some comments and say, oh God, I'm a neck person, or I'm a low back person, or I'm a shoulder person, or a knee person. And so you're going to know. And when that part of your body acts up, you might go, all right, what am I not seeing? What am I not paying attention to? The sooner you pay attention to those little aches and pains, the less likely they become the big problems. So we're going to do a little mindfulness practice now. If you're not in a place where you can close your eyes and engage, that's fine. If you are, we're going to do that. So you can just listen and sort of take notes for later. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. But if you can, take your comfortable seat. And we'll move into like a 10-minute meditation practice now. If you can turn off whatever device you're not listening to me on, that'd be great. And so we can just begin to allow the eyes to close down if you're comfortable doing that. Otherwise, you can leave a little area for light to come in. Allow the eyes to close down and connect with your breath. So we're not orchestrating the breath. We're not making ourselves take deep breaths right now. Your breath is your first line of awareness. So whenever you're wondering how it is that you're feeling, because sometimes we have so much external stimulation, we don't even know how we're feeling, take a moment to tune into the breath. And even now, just notice. A shallow or a quickened breath might say, hey, I'm probably feeling a little stress right now. When you inhale, as the breath nears the center of the chest or the heart center, notice if you feel any constriction there. Now, if you've had COVID or you've had any reactions to your vaccine, you may feel a little constriction in the center of your chest. You don't have to judge it or even try to change it. Right now, we are on a fact-finding mission in the body. Recognize it, and then let it go. Same on the exhale. If you exhale and you feel like you can't get yourself empty or cleared of the breath, I might have a little shallow breath right now. Shallow breath would be an indicator of stress or contraction in the body. Now notice that just by taking a tiny moment to recognize the breath, your breath might already be changing. So awareness, mindfulness in itself will offer a shift in the body. Is some of that contraction in the center of your chest loosening a little bit? It might not be, and that's fine. Is the breath feeling a tiny bit more deep or slow or easeful? Again, we're not doing this. We're just allowing the breath. So the first entryway is we find a comfortable seat. Second is we allow the eyes to close. Third, we just turn our gentle attention to the breath in a loving, inquisitive way. How is my breath in this moment? And what is the condition of my breath telling me right now? If it's short, shallow, choppy, painful, constricted, I might be feeling stressed. I might be feeling anxious. I might say to the breath, thank you for letting me know. And then we just pay attention to the breath for a few more breaths and just notice if any changes take place. So the breath is the first line of awareness and the first opportunity for change and shift and expansion. So any pain in the body is usually some sort of contraction. And now we'll do a gentle body scan. So I like to go to the low jaw first. It's a place where so many of us hold tension, and it's a place where I myself hold tension. So the low jaw might be clenched. The teeth might be shut together. The jaw might be jutted forward. We're just going to check in first. So with everything we're doing today, let's just check in first. What is the condition of your jaw? And you might even wonder, wow, if my jaw is clenched, what is the emotion that I might be holding in there? Might be fear, might be anxiety, might be tension, might be anger. Now, as I allow the jaw to release, so I take the low jaw and just let it fall away from the upper jaw. It might even slide back gently. The lips and teeth will part gently. Now, what happens to the concentration of the emotion that I was holding there? Might it soften a bit? Or might the jaw want to tighten back up when I name that emotion? Just recognize it. You can't do anything right or wrong here. That mindful awareness is the first step on the road to honoring the body, to communicating with the body. If when I communicate with the body, I am judgmental, then that communication line will be stilted. So when I say, oh man, I'm holding all this jaw tension or anger in my jaw, if I judge the fact that I'm angry or have tension, the body will stop communicating. So just see if you can, in a non-judgmental way, notice the condition of your jaw. Notice what might be being held there. And just be compassionate with it. And even matter of fact, or be the witness. Oh, look, there's anger in my jaw. I had no idea. Or, oh, I knew that, but I couldn't name it or identify it. So be objective about it if you can. And just notice if you can now allow the jaw to be a little more slack. And then we'll bring the awareness to the area around the sides of the scalp, just above and around the ears. Another place that we love to hold tension. We'll do the same practice. Just bring the awareness there. Notice if the muscles are tight or contracted. See if you can name what might be going on there. Might be worry about you or somebody else, job, money, health. And it's a little more difficult to try to relax the muscles around the sides of the scalp, but if you try to sort of move your ears around a little bit, that'll help. It's kind of a funny thing to try to do. Then we'll gently move the awareness to the forehead and the skin around the eyes. It's real easy to have that all scrunched up with fear or pain. So we do the same thing, and If you're having a hard time connecting with the awareness, just connect with the breath again. You place the awareness at the skin of the forehead and around the eyes, and just breathe. A lot of times, tension around the forehead is worry, concern. So fear and anger might sit in the jaw. Forehead might be worry, concern. Again, whatever comes up, meet it with compassion. Often we can release whatever feelings we find with an exhale. You can actively blow the breath out and even think, I'm releasing the worry that sits around my eyes. Right, good. Connect with your breath. And the inhale helps to feel that expansion. Let's bring the awareness to the neck, to the sides or the back of the neck if you have pain there in the base of the skull. Sometimes when the worry gets big, the head feels heavy and the neck is trying to support it. And it feels like your neck can't even support your head anymore. So just bring some awareness to the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, the throat. If I don't express myself and what I'm truly feeling, I might have some pain around the neck or the throat because the energy gets stuck there. And bringing the awareness into the shoulders. Shoulders are a great place for us to hold tension. Shoulders might be squinched up by the ears or depressed down. As you inhale now, feel the collarbones lift a little bit. Feel yourself expand. Feel the shoulders float at the base of the neck. You might even rise up a little bit. What are you carrying on your shoulders? How tired are they? And the shoulders connect to the heart. If the heart has been hurt or is in a delicate position, the fronts of the shoulders will often roll forward and will try to hide or occlude the heart. So give yourself some compassion there, some space. So the shoulders and the heart center. Just breathe into that space. Now we don't necessarily need to name a feeling or an intention. Just feel into it now. Just give yourself space to feel whatever might be there. Know that you're safe. Your body is communicating to you exactly what you need to know to heal. That which comes into our awareness, comes into the light, can be healed just by paying attention. Let the arms hang heavy by your sides. And then if you can, send the breath into your abdomen. This is hard for some of us, so if you can't connect with that, it's fine. But if you can, just allow the belly to be soft and full. You know, in our society, we feel we put a premium on a flat belly. So let your belly be full, like even expand it out as much as you can. Give yourself permission to embrace that big, full, joyful belly. Now, when you do that, notice how much you've been holding there, how much tension. And this will connect with the low back too. So if your low back has tension or pain, expanding the abdomen will help to release and unwind. You can even, if you've got what we call knots in the back, right? We refer to knots. See if you can see them opening, unraveling, expanding. Same thing, letting the hips fall heavy beneath you. You know, we don't often want weightiness in the hips. This is Women's Health Month, so we always want to be tiny. It's like, let yourself be full. Embrace the fullness that is you. Release the idea that you have to be something or some size to be loved, to be lovable, to be free in your body. So we make peace with this vehicle. And we open and we ask that the body communicate with us. Tell me what's going on deeper levels. How do I really feel about this? Let the muscles of the legs release and the feet and the hands be soft. And then at this point, I'd like to just place the question to the body. Is there anything else I need to know? Is there anything else my body has been trying to communicate with me? Do I have sadness or fear, or any emotion stuck anywhere in my body? With an exhale, allow that to be released now. Take a nice inhale and a full exhale. And over the course of the next 3 slow, deep breaths, let's begin to bring the awareness back to the body, back to the room, back to the moment. I'm sort of rubbing my fingers, feeling my hands. You might start to wiggle fingers or toes. And then in your own time, we'll begin to just allow the eyes to blink or flutter open. Come back into our space, into our room. And just for a moment, before you're fully back, just feel what it feels like to be in your body right now. Do you have a sense of a little bit more freedom or lightness in the body? You can even begin to let the body move around a little bit. Check in with your neck. My neck tends to make a lot of noise when I do this. And I know that for me, I'm a migraine sufferer at times. I know that when I start to move my neck, if I can get some adjustments, say meditation is the great chiropractor. Don't stop going to your chiropractor if you like that. If I can start to get some adjustments, some what I call spontaneous adjustments, not like cracking my neck, I can feel some movement. I think, oh, I've opened enough that I can get some movement in the vertebrae. And you can do that just through meditation. It's pretty magical and amazing. So just checking in with your body now, just noticing how it feels right now. And then you might want to do some bigger movements. So let's, if you're in a place where you can stand up, I'm going to see how this works here. Let's just stand up for a moment and just kind of move into the body. And again, if you can't stand or if you're not in a place where you can stand, that's fine. We can do this sitting. So let's just sort of just wiggle the arms a little bit. And so wiggling, shaking, people do this to release any tension. So if there's anything sort of still left on the surface of the body, you can do one arm at a time and just sort of wiggle and shake. We don't tend to do that. We move intentionally most of the time. So we're going to sort of just let it sort of fly, and you can get the hands, and we keep a lot of tension in the hands, so maybe do one, or you can hold the hand and shake it a little bit, or go forward and back like that, and then we get to the other side and just shake out a little bit. So it's really good to sort of, be in your body in a friendly way if you can. Just sort of shake out a little bit, just move a little bit in the body, right? So we're releasing layers of tension that may stay on the surface of the body. And we'll shake a little bit and move, and then we'll just move the neck from side to side. You can take the head to one side and gently stretch over, or even if you stretch the other arm out and breathe. Connect with your breath. So we're not doing anything to affect, I'm too tight, I need to stretch. We're just moving into the body in a friendly way. You can take the head to the other side, maybe help it over a little bit. Stretch. And release. And just again, notice how you feel in the body. Can you feel a little more freedom in your body? And then maybe inhale, stretch up. I like to do things in sets of 3. So inhale and stretch up, and then maybe reach out of the waistline a little bit. So we're just I just got like 3 spinal adjustments without doing anything drastic. So that was the second reach up, and then exhaling, and for this third one, you just take the arms up. Now when you take the arms up, try and soften the shoulders. We don't want to pinch the shoulders, and just come to a place into the center, back to the heart. You can do the same things with the legs if that feels good for you. So just moving into the body in a way that sort of, if you can imagine that not only is tension sitting into the muscles and into the deep areas of the body, it's also sitting on the surface of the body. So if you can just get a little shake there and sort of wiggle the body around a little bit, it's kind of like dusting off those outer layers. And if we want to clear the inner layers, we're going to have to clear the outer layers maybe even first. So we've got about 5 minutes or so. So I would love it if you guys have any questions. You can type them in. I don't know if anything's come in yet, but I'm happy to address questions, comments. How did this feel for you? How can I help and support you? And this is a practice that you can do every day, once a week, but it takes time to create that relationship. For so long, we've been ignoring our bodies. We've been hating our bodies. I know that, I just spoke to a dear friend, and she's like, well, I don't show my arms because I hate them. They're ugly. I'm like, God, and she had just done this amazing task with her hands and with her arms. I'm like, they're there, they're helping you. So we're at war with our bodies. So what I would love for you to do is to find that peacefulness with your body, start to love it, and also listen to it. It's communicating to you on a daily basis, really. So any questions, any comments, we're here for you. We're happy to support you in any way that we can.
Someone named Star said, I'm an introvert, but someone who has been trained to be social.
So Star may be somebody that I know, introverted but trained to be social. So if we can have a dialogue about that. So trained to be a certain way in some of our bodies might manifest as discomfort. So sometimes when you're trained to be something that is different than your nature, that training might tell us, and you can tell me this, Star, if this resonates for you, tell us that our original nature was wrong. That, you shouldn't be that way, you need to be this way. And so there's a part of us that really contracts around that and goes, well, the way I am naturally is wrong, and so I've had to be trained to be something else. Does that resonate at all with you, Star? And is there any place in the body that you can say or feel that manifests? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So so many times that'll happen. That we're how many people out there were lefties, and if you're a certain age group, you were trained to be right-handed, and it never felt right in your body. It always felt weird. And then we have this thing in our brain that says we're wrong by our very nature, that we're wrong. And if you think that doesn't manifest in your body, you're mistaken. You're not wrong, but you're mistaken. It absolutely manifests in the body. It's like everything that we know ourselves to be, we're getting this message that we're wrong and we've got to be a different way. And so to nurture that, and I mean, so this is so fantastic because Star's talking about being an introvert. Every introvert I know has loved this past year. It's like an introvert's paradise. They haven't had to go out. They haven't had to speak to people. It's like it gives them an excuse. So what we're going to talk about over the next few weeks is how to embrace that and go, this is actually a gift. I've had the gift over years to work with some people on the autism spectrum, and they're magnificent because they are unitaskers. I think on a lot of levels, they have it right. That introversion Star is so beautiful. So don't lose that. And in however you have to manifest in the world, just always be checking in with yourself and check and see, where does this sit in my body? Am I getting the message that I'm wrong? And can I sort of recircuit that and work my life so that what really feels natural to me is more of how I present in this world. So and if we can offer any more support through that, I'm super happy to. My personal information is amandafreed25@gmail.com. So you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to have a dialogue with you there too. Amanda Freed, Freed, 25@gmail.com, or send your questions here.
Just had my jaw clamped right back up as soon as you moved to another body part.
Yeah, jaw clamped right back up as soon as we move to another. So I want you to know that just recognizing that is a huge milestone. And so like anything else, this is going to take time. And that's why I'm saying, if you can reach back to these practices, whether you listen to this meditation or you do it on your own, the more and more and more you do that, the quicker you'll recognize it. The body will get the message, oh, he or she is watching me. They're watching me. They're paying attention finally. The body will then sort of relax into it, because hopefully you get into the practice of going, okay, jaw, why are you clamping? What's happening? And go back to it. You go back to it. It doesn't matter what I'm telling you to do. Go back as many times as you have to sort of get with that. The jaw is incredible information. And what if it's telling you that something that you're saying or something that you're doing is not true to your own heart? Don't you want that information? It's like most of us want to ignore it. We go, oh, that's my stupid jaw. It's doing that thing again. Come back in a different way and go, okay, love, what are you trying to tell me? I'm open and I want to hear. And then we can implement these actions in our life that actually take care of us, which is so beautiful. Your body's wanting to take care of you. That's great. Anybody else, any other way that we can support you today? All right, then feel free to send your questions in to me or to the core, and we'll be here every Tuesday for the rest of the month. I'm thrilled to be with you. Next week, we'll talk about comfort zones and how to support staying in your own comfort zone and recognizing when you're out of it. I'm Amanda Freed. This is the core. It's been an honor to be with you today. Have a wonderful day.